runs.
100 runs, exactly. So here we go. 100 runs, 3 wickets, but the second are entirely England. First are India, second are England. That's how the match has panned out. After that 273 for 7, this partnership now 80 runs is hurting India. Once again, the tail starting to wag, and Bryden Cars and Jamie Smith making India pay. That catch drop by KL Rahul proving costly, should have been taken, could have been the 8th wicket. And now Bryden Cars has also kind of creamed a few boundaries. This partnership has to be broken immediately after lunch, maybe in the first 20-25 minutes, so that India can get into the last two. This is now getting a little alarming after the fantastic burst from Jasprit Bumrah, red hot burst on Ruth Strauss Day, red day.
Wickets.
Bumrah was red hot with the 3 wickets, but after that England once again coming back, and the tail, Bryden Cars and Jamie Smith starting to hurt India. Thoughts on this partnership before we get to the Bumrah spell?
Oh, I think this is exactly what I was afraid of. I know we kept saying when the last wicket fell, it was Joe Root, and we thought, one more wicket and you're done, because you don't want Jamie Smith to stay for too long. You dropped Jamie Smith at the very start. KL Rahul, a regulation catch that should have been taken on any day. Don't know what happened there. KL Rahul definitely misjudged the height of the catch. Should have been a reverse cup catch. Instead, he went with a face down, sort of fingers face down. I don't know what this. He went with a normal cup catch, and it's proving to be very, very expensive. We were talking about this at the start of the day. You can't let a Joe Root stand for too long. You can't let a Jamie Smith bat for too long, because Jamie Smith has the ability to take the game away. And with Bryden Cars on the other end, Bryden Cars can bat around Jamie Smith. He may not necessarily make a lot of runs, but at the same time, he can give Jamie Smith the stand that he needs from
Cars
the other
also
end.
has the shots. Cars,
He absolutely does.
He's played multiple good drives to
Absolutely.
Bumrah.
But-
So he's not a conventional number 8. And we've said this earlier also, that England
Yeah.
bat till 9. And this is that wicket. And after this is Archer. and Shoaib, which is easy. But this particular wicket. But what is going, forget about, we'll talk about all of these things at length. What is going on with the ball?
The ball change.
What is going on?
I have no clue. I did not understand why Shubman Gill went ahead and changed the ball in the first 10 overs. I thought Jasprit Bumrah and the other bowlers were also getting not a lot, but were getting some movement from that ball. I don't understand why that was changed. After the first change, and quite obviously or quite naturally, the ball that they got the second time around was older than the first one, and then just Shubman Gill was angry once again with the umpires, had them change it back. First change after 10 overs, second change after 42 deliveries, if I'm not
46, 8.
48
8 overs. 8 overs, 46 balls.
46 balls. So what's going on there? What's with the continuous ball changes? I think and there's this stat I have. Wait, give me a second. There's this stat I have about how much movement the bowlers were getting. So total movement this morning in the first session, before the ball change, they were getting 2.2 degrees, and after the ball change, 1.3 degrees. So you see that actually that first ball change was actually counterproductive.
Yeah, but what is this problem with the ball? Because
Not sure.
look, the fact that the umpire is changing the ball is only because it has lost shape.
Yeah.
Because the umpire is using
Otherwise,
the
they
gauge.
wouldn't.
He is using the gauge, and only because the ball is not fitting into the gauge is he getting it changed. So even at the end of 10 overs, when the umpire actually changed the ball, it did not fit the gauge. So whatever quality of Duke's balls these are, whichever batch this is, it's a problem. It's a problem, and that is why at the end of 10 overs, when India went and complained about it, the shape had gone. And then again at the end of 46 balls, when India went and complained about it, once again the shape had gone. So this is and Rishabh Pant highlighted this in the pre-match press conference, not once, but 3 times. He kept saying that, this batch, he has been playing cricket for a long time, and this is not like, he's playing with the Duke's ball for the first time. Rishabh has been here in 2018. Rishabh has been here in 2021. Rishabh has been here in 2022. So he's been on tours to England 3 times. I have been watching cricket in England for 25 years. I have not seen the Duke's ball get. at least in the last decade. Nothing like this.
Any ball does not lose its shape in 10
This is
overs. How
nonsense,
does that
absolute.
make any sense?
Absolute rubbish.
I don't understand. Now, I would have understood if Shubman Gill went out there and persuaded the umpire to change the ball or something, but that's not the case here. You have a proper test, you have a gauge, and it did
No,
not
it is
go
not
through.
Shubman Gill's call.
Neither of the balls went through the
Exactly.
gauge.
And
10
Shoikot,
overs, 46 deliveries. Come on. How come the Duke's ball are changing their shape this early?
yeah, and that's where Dilip Jijodia and the Duke's company will have to be questioned here, because you cannot have a ball which has to be changed at the end of 10 overs. Forget about which team gets advantage. Forget about all that. The umpire is changing the Duke's ball because it has lost shape, and that's what it is. Shoikot went to Paul Rifle, and the two of them had to change that ball. And it breaks momentum. India had momentum.
Mohammad Siraj
India
was
had
livid.
momentum. Siraj was angry. Bumrah had picked 3. And you could see it was impacting Siraj. And thereafter, a couple of loose balls, couple of boundaries went as well. That bouncer which went for pies, there was one leg which just Jamie Smith flicked for 4. So all of a sudden, the momentum was lost because of the de-shaping of this ball.
Getting movement.
It's stupid, yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, you are impacting moment. I'm not talking about which team is getting advantage here. The fact that 2 balls had to be changed within the first 18 overs with that new ball is pretty disgraceful. Let's be candid here. It is pretty disgraceful. For the standard of cricket that we are seeing here, for 2 balls to be changed, whichever team is getting advantage, doesn't matter. It has been pretty disgraceful. So let's put that on record.
Even if it was England bowling and it went in India's favour,
doesn't matter.
It does not make sense for the Duke's ball to change shape after 10 overs. 10 overs is nothing. We were talking about 25 overs of swing and the lacquer staying on for 20-25 overs. When did it suddenly get to changing shape in 10 overs?
Ashish Punna, once again a super chat. Ashish, thank you. Yesterday we missed one, apologies, but this one, the moment it came, I kind of spotted it. This partnership is hurting now. Also, the field arrangement seems defensive after what? We took the 3 wickets instead of continuing to attack. Lots of singles and doubles are leaking and batters seem comfortable. You take that?
I mean, yeah, Jamie Smith is batting. Jamie Smith has been one of the most consistent batters in this series. He's made a lot of runs. We spoke about this in the morning as well. You can't let Jamie Smith get comfortable, and now he's comfortable. He's going to bat long. There's no other way. If Jasprit Bumrah comes back after lunch in that first half an hour or something, is able to scat the wicket of Jamie Smith.
He will, because he bowled 1 over before.
Yeah.
That's been Gill's practice. If you see Leeds, he gets Bumrah for 1 over ahead of lunch and he tries it and then post lunch will be a 3-4 over burst. That's how he has used Bumrah.
That's your best hope. Otherwise, Jamie Smith will bat on because he's also great against spin. So, and Ravindra Jadeja and Washington Sundar, apart from getting a little bit of drift, they're not getting much purchase out of the wicket. I don't see any scruff marks either, are there? Not
today,
as much as
yesterday there was a bit of turn, but not so far today.
Exactly.
Jadeja has been more economical, but
yes.
I would have wanted to see at least against Bryden Cast. Look, you have used the short ball ploy against Smith. You got hammered once with Prasidh, but Akash picked him in the last innings with a relatively shortish ball, and you had fielders there, and that's where you caught. Washington Sundar caught him at deep mid wicket, rather square and slightly towards squarish fine leg, right? And you also had him with the similar short ball ploy in the first Test match. Bryden Cast, why don't you just pepper him with a couple of short ones? Akashdeep, there was one skyer. In fact, I was Bharat Sharma from PTI was sitting next to me, and I said Bryden Cast is looking a little apprehensive and uncomfortable. There could be a fall shot around the corner. It happened. The ball went up. Jaiswal couldn't reach there. So why don't you try something against Bryden Cast? Try the short ball. Akashdeep tried one. It sailed over the wicket keeper's head. You've got to get it right. You can't just bowl random lengths which will go for runs and kind of push you back. You absolutely should try the short ball against Bryden Cast. This was important for India to recalibrate at lunch. Obviously, the bowling coach and the head coach will sit them down. They will have a chat. No Rishabh Pant is also important. That kind of that discussion is not happening. KL Rahul dropping that catch. So all of a sudden, despite the 3 moments of brilliance from Bumrah, India looks a little scratchy in that session, and that's a little bit of problem.
And I think they in this session especially, India have also been a little loose when it comes to fielding. Dhruv Jurel, yes, they were difficult ones. The ball had bounced too much, but there were a couple of boundaries that went through Dhruv Jurel's gloves as well. So you actually ended up leaking a lot of runs in this session, even though you got those 3 wickets. Again, that first half was India's, and that second half was totally England's, because Jamie Smith got comfortable. That's the high point for England.
And the other side is it's still a good deck. This is a new ball wicket, and once the ball kind of gets old, now it's about 25 overs old, the second new ball, and you can see the first 15-20 overs is so good, and thereafter first 15 or so, and thereafter it becomes a problem. This is a new ball wicket. This is a new ball wicket, and India will have to make this first half an hour after lunch count, because you don't want England to get to 450 from here. 450 is also a psychological issue. Yeah. 350 now, finish them off in the next 20-30 runs. Finish them off. You get one more, and the moment very doable. Of course, doable. 1 wicket and you are into Archer and Shoaib Bashir. So 375, 380, finish England off. Get them under 400. That's a psychological barrier for India, that you've been able to get England for 400. By the way, I also want to put on record, a lot of people were asking Mishti for Sunil Gavaskar.
It's yours.
We've organized it.
Secured.
Exactly at 12:45, Gargi, me and Rohan were outside the Rachel Heho Flint gate. Our friend Raj, I don't know if Raj is listening to this broadcast. Raj, we will again talk about it at the end of the day's play, because I know you're driving back to your house, but you were kind enough to go to that Bengali sweet place, pick up the Mishti, and you've given us 2 big boxes. You've given us 2 big boxes of Rasmalai for Sunil Gavaskar. So we will take it back at the end of the luncheon break, at the end of this show. We will take it back to Mr. Gavaskar, and we will make sure we have a photograph of that for Raj.
Absolutely.
We must take a photograph of that for Raj. But Bumrah spell.
You don't expect anything less from Bumrah.
A lot of people were talking about Bumrah in the morning. Bumrah niggle, Bumrah not good, Bumrah this, Bumrah that.
Bumrah क्या इन्होंने तो Stokes का भी बोल दिया था कि he is not playing this and that.
Stokes का तो ठीक है, वो तो groin, but Bumrah तो लोग quality लेके भी बात कर रहे थे ना कि Bumrah अच्छा नहीं है.
Yesterday, what session was that? I'm not sure. I think after the first session, people had started talking about Jasprit Bumrah, about how this is not what you expect from Bumrah, and he's not good enough. He's injured. Bumrah is not good enough.
Anirban Banerjee, what is the point of playing Sundar if he's not going to bowl? Bhai, kalke 10 over ball koreche. He's bowled 10 overs yesterday, and also there is a second innings. This was a new ball, which is just about 20-25 overs. You don't expect Washington Sundar to bowl in the 25 overs of the new ball, right?
After lunch.
Yeah, I mean, and only when the ball is 45-50 overs old or 40-45 overs old, they tried 1 over with Jadeja just to change ends. So you have to understand they will go to a spinner only when it's required. I mean, how do you, when you're playing 3 fast bowlers and Nitish Reddy who's picked a couple of wickets, how do you go to Washington Sundar in the first 25 overs? Tell me, what is the cricketing logic behind it? And in the second innings, on a wicket where yesterday also there was a bit of turn, and I think from day 3 with this weather, Gargi and I are actually sitting in the shade. She was brave enough to say, no, let's try and sit in one corner. And then very silently tells me, no, you were right. Can we please move to the shade?
That's because we had just come out of the press box, and the press box is freezing.
No, press box is freezing, but this is from the frigid air to the frying pan.
I was still cold from the press box. And you know what will happen, because I have a front row seat,
both of us do. 31 and 33.
And right in front of that glass, and after tea, what will happen is we will once again
get boiled.
Yeah, we will be baked.
Because the sun is straight into our eyes.
Hey. And then everyone will fight for the seats in the second and the third row. That's what's been happening every single day here, and it will happen again today. I actually tried. I thought, let's not sit in the front row and sit in the back one. But then I thought, I can't give up on this view.
No, no, the
It's
view
an
is
incredible view.
tremendous, but she comes out of the press box is actually very
Very
cold.
cold.
Very cold, the Barclays Media Center. Once we come out and she's saying, and can we please go into the shade? I'm like, what are you saying?
The
What are you,
fan.
this, I said, come on, this is from the frigid air, you've come to the frying pan.
Not even 30 seconds later, I was like, nah.
Then she said, no, no,
can't do
no,
it.
can we, and very silently. Because I
Let's
said,
go.
okay,
Let's
chalo.
go in the
And we took a bench where there was one side was shade. So I sat there, now you go and sit in the sun, no problem. And then said, no, 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 can we go the other side? Absolutely. Okay, let's
It's
take some
very
questions.
hot, it's
But
very
Jasprit Bumrah, those 3 deliveries, cracker. Especially the one to Ben Stokes.
Ben
It
Stokes.
pitched
Oh.
on off, moved in, took the top of off, brilliant ball. The one before, Stokes had caressed Bumrah for a boundary. In the next ball, pitching on off, deviating, taking the top of off. It was top bowling route, inside edge, 11th time, right? 11th time Jasprit Bumrah Joe route?
I think so.
11th time in his
11th
career, Jasprit Bumrah Joe root. I mean, this is one battle that Bumrah keeps winning. though Joe Root again
Got a
got
century.
100, 800 at Lords. Brilliant batting from Joe Root, make no mistake, but critical. And then that Chris Woakes one, someone picked it up from point because Dhruv Jurel had not picked it up. And neither did Bumrah. Bumrah on the stump mic, somebody told me, was saying, अगर कुछ लगा होगा तो bat लगा होगा क्योंकि बाकी कुछ था नहीं.
हाँ.
But neither Bumrah nor Jurel were able to pick it up.
Oh.
So somebody from point, whoever, I think Ravindra Jadeja was at point, don't remember
Jadeja.
exactly who, and he came in. He rushed in and started saying, yes, laga hai. And that's when India in the very last instant
That
went
was a
up.
very good
Obviously,
review.
I mean, a very, very
review.
good DRS. But thereafter, after the 3 wickets, it has been all England. India needs to make the first 30 minutes of the post-lunch session their own. Yesterday, we saw a lot of discipline from India post-lunch. 28 balls
Yes.
without scoring.
Yes.
4.5 overs without scoring. That's when we saw the discipline. The
pressure.
60, 70 runs only conceded, 70 runs conceded after lunch in the 2 hours. That's when India managed to get the game. Yes, India did not pick wickets, but India did not let England run away. 100 runs in the morning session. This has been pretty strong from England, so also from India. Can India get one more wicket, get into the tail, bundle them out for 380, take control? Because if it gets to 400 plus, and these are great conditions to bat. If you bat today, you bat all day tomorrow, and you can set the game up. You're playing Washington Sundar, you've got an extra batter. This is your chance. Try and finish off in the next half an hour, 45 odd minutes, and then bat
100%.
for 3.5 hours today. Get to a good solid position. You let England beyond 400 plus, all of a sudden there'll be pressure. So very, very important 1 hour again. I mean, we keep saying 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, but this is another very important 1 hour coming up.
Absolutely. Let's take some comments. Should we? The first comment I read here is T Dilip should be removed.
यार भाई,
वो क्या करेंगे अगर कोई कैच ड्रॉप कर रहे फील्ड में तो?
भाई सबको हटा दोगे तो कैसे चलेगा? टी दिलीप कुछ दिन पहले आप लोग कह रहे थे,
एक दिन खराब गया, ड्रॉप गौतम गंभीर.
नहीं एक दिन, कुछ दिन पहले मैंने देख रहा टी दिलीप has started this practice of medals in the dressing room. What brilliant this that. T Dilip was the hero and now T Dilip has to be removed.
Fitmonk, KL Rahul had no business dropping that dolly catch of Jamie Smith.
Yeah, agree.
I think if KL Rahul had got hold of that,
All out.
we would have been all out by now. India would have been in batting.
And it was here. I mean, it's not as if it was a difficult diving chance.
He put himself in an awkward position because
Reacted
he
late.
misjudged.
He reacted late.
And misjudged the height of that catch. Should have been a reverse cup catch.
KL Rahul was surprised by it. The ball came to him a little fast compared to what he had expected. He misjudged it. He reacted a tad late. And by the time he reacted, the ball came and hit his palm and it popped out. And it was a big moment in that game because Jamie Smith, man in form, has looked sublime for England. 150
Absolutely.
and 88 and then now another 50. He has been England's batter for the series. And to drop Jamie Smith can be really costly because he can tonk the ball. Even if you get a wicket, all of a sudden you will see Smith in no time scores 30, 40 runs. That ability he has. He can go big with against any bowler. Against spin, he can hit the big shots. He can clear the boundaries. Lords is not a big ground. So Jamie Smith is a huge threat as far as India is concerned.
Okay, do you think Gill opened the field early?
No, because Gill was trying to do two things. Let me tell you what he was trying to do. So the moment Jamie Smith was coming out, so the moment Jamie Smith was there, he was pushing the field back because he was getting one deep here, one deep here. He wanted to give Jamie Smith a single and get Bryden Carson. And towards the last two balls of every over, if Bryden Cars was on strike, he was once again pushing the field back because he wanted Bryden Carson the next over. And there was a couple of conversations. In fact, that's exactly what Gill was doing. Gill was opening the field up for Smith to get Carson to strike, and then was opening the field up for Cars if it was the last two balls of the over to try and keep him back on strike. That's what he was doing. So it was kind of box, inside outfield for Jamie Smith and Bryden Cars. When Cars was facing the start of the over, if you see that the field was not spread out. The field was inside. In fact, Ravindra Jadeja was fielding at deep point. He called him in. Washington Sundar was fielding at deep cover. He called him in. Multiple times it happened that at the start of the over, when it was Bryden Cars, he would call the field in. And if it was the fifth or sixth ball, he would spread the field out.
The network is really hazy. Anyway, Arka Prava Roy Chaudhary is saying England has scored 50 runs more in a slow wicket. India is going to bat second in the second innings on this pitch, which will be really difficult. India need to bat well and bat deep in the first innings.
Yeah,
obviously,
absolutely right.
You have to get.
This is a first innings wicket. You leave that.
No, go ahead.
You don't get the first innings big, then you are in for serious trouble because fourth innings will be difficult. Orko, make no mistake, and I think anything over and above 300 plus in the fourth innings will be genuinely difficult. Genuinely difficult. These days things get chased down, but 300 in the fourth innings on a wicket where there will be turn for Shoaib Bashir, plus there will be some uneven bounce, which is absolutely sure to happen. With a Jofra Archer, Bryden Cars, Chris Wokes will be difficult. So India has to really bat well. India can. This is a batting lineup, though I don't know what is the scene with Rishabh Pant, because Rishabh Pant still, the little batting session. By the way, he did a batting session. He did a batting session with Sitangshu Kotak. Yeah. He was doing a batting session with Sitangshu Kotak in the nursery ground, and he found it hard. And that is when the Indian think tank decided to continue with Jurel. Jurel is a reasonable batter, but he's no Pant. He's no Pant, and but it will be a big push back from India. I mean, if Rishabh Pant has to struggle, that's a problem. Big problem if Rishabh Pant is unable to bat proper.
Okay, Pankaj is saying, do you think while catching Karun used reverse cup, so able to tackle bounce well in his sleep? No, if you
the Niche one was not reverse cup in Edgbaston.
No, the thing with Karun Nair is he he judges the catch very well, and if you actually see very closely, Karun Nair, his hands and head actually moves together, which helps you sort of judge the ball very well. And that's what Karun Nair does. KL Rahul, this one was a freak drop. The fact that he was too late on the couch. He reacted very late. He could not understand that the ball had actually bounced quite a bit.
And by the time he went to, he was off balance. He was off balance, and it was kind of here. So it was a bad position. Even if you see the last test match, what was it? The second innings?
Yeah.
And it was on the juggle. He caught it. I think it was who? Was it he kind of, it was on the juggle.
It was once again a drop shoulder catch, and
somehow it did not pop out. It popped up. And because it popped up, he caught it at second bounce.
Yeah.
So second juggle he caught it.
That could have been
a drop as well. I think it was Ollie Pope, wasn't it? One of those guys. Or who was it?
Some top order.
Yeah. First 3 wickets. KL Rahul, it was about to go out of his hands, and he somehow managed to get it once it's kind of. So that is a problem. And then very similar position again here. Very similar position to KL Rahul, right top up, around chest high, and KL Rahul struggled with that catch also. So this is something that you must go and check at Edgbaston. Very similar.
Really, when it comes to chest high catches, you really have two options. Either you drop your shoulder and get that catch, or you go with the reverse cup. But KL Rahul got stuck somewhere in the middle. Sharan is saying, super chat, Jamie Smith is a thorn in the flesh. KL Rahul doing KL things. As we go deeper into the series, hope so he covers with the bat for the chance that he missed.
Yeah, absolutely right. And every series India creates a monster. 2018 it was
Yeah.
Sam Curran. All of a sudden Sam Curran could do no wrong. It was Sam Curran who kind of came and won England that series with both bat and ball. That first test match 32-run defeat, it was Sam Curran. Sam Curran was the real star in that 2018. Now it seems to be Jamie Smith. Again, we've dropped Jamie Smith, we've given him opportunities, he's scoring runs, dime and the dozen, and looking aggressive, can hit the ball hard and big, and has played some really scorching shots. Every series, India creates one real thorn in the flesh for
New
themselves,
Zealand,
and
I
this
think
is
it was
Jamie Smith.
Santner. You gave away.
No, सैंटनर तो फिर भी with the ball. I mean, हाँ, सैंटनर तो आप अजाज पटेल और सैंटनर को आपने बंडल के बंडल विकेट देके गए.
Exactly my thoughts, but they're not some brilliant, the best of the spin that we've seen. Yet
No,
you
yeah.
gave away so many
विकेट
wickets
बनाया
to
था
them.
वहां पे, वो विकेट था ही नहीं. वो तो आपने क्या बनाया था, गॉड अलोन नोज एक्चुअली. एंड पहला टर्नर के बाद दोबारा टर्नर, वो तो was a degree of harakiri done by India. But Mitchell Santner, who used to put his Instagram status as part-time cricketer, full-time golfer.
Golfer, yeah.
And thereafter goes on and finishes India off.
Every wicket to Mitchell Santner, yeah. Vaibhav Taragi saying KL Rahul has to be our Joe Root in the first innings, but Jaiswal versus Archer must be fun. A shower of bouncers, Archer, meaning, Archer will shower Yashasvi Jaiswal with bouncers.
Yeah, he could pepper him with the short ball and try the short ball. He's got pace. Even in IPL, docile wickets, you've seen some balls. In fact, I think he got one bowled which came in. Was it Shubman Gill? Possibly, because the ball came in like a banana. I mean, it's like boom, and took the off stump. Rajasthan Royals. If we can get that in docile IPL kind of conditions, but red ball, can he bowl long spells? Couple of bursts I understand, but if India get in, and again with the Duke's ball, once it starts to get old, will Archer have the same intensity is something that we have to wait and see. That is something I'm very keen on. What is the fitness update on Archer? Can he last out a whole game? Will he have the same intensity? Will his pace drop? Because when you're bowling 3-4 overs, it's different. You can come in with fullest of intensity and can blast off the 3-4 overs. But when you know that you have to bowl about 25 to 30 overs in an innings, then it's a very different ball game. We have to see how strong and how fit Archer is. Shall we close in another 2-3 minutes, please?
2-3 minutes. No, I was looking at a comment. Kishore Mishra is saying, sack T. Dilip. It's not about awards and publicity. Train the players. Do you think international cricketers, especially Indian cricketers, they are creme de la creme? You have 1 billion people in your country, and out of those, 11 have been selected to go out there and represent the country. Do you think they don't know how to take catches? These things happen. This is sport.
And KL Rahul and the slip fielders have taken at least hundreds of catches. Every day, KL takes single-handed ones at the start of play. He does this, and he does separate drills. I can tell you this because we've watched it at least. I mean, I keep very intently, and I've told Gargi also this, very intently watch the practice drills, and you will see KL Rahul take single-handed catches, reflex catches, so that he gets used to it. So it's not as if he's not training himself or he's not trying. But this one, unfortunately for India, popped out. But it's not Dilip's fault. Dilip has been extremely hardworking with the team, multiple different drills. Let's not, boss. I'm not one of those to keep. It was a big moment in the game. That is without doubt. Jamie Smith got off without doubt. But इसको हटा दो, उसको drop कर दो. Come on, ऐसे नहीं होता है. कोई किसी को ड्रॉप नहीं कर देता है एक सीरीज के बेसिस में. उनको 1 साल का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया गया है, एंड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इसीलिए दिया गया है कि वो अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं टीम के साथ. सो इसको हटा दो, वैसे ड्रॉप कर दो, ऐसे नहीं होता है.
On that note,
let's finish it.
We'll be back at tea.
And hopefully with some good news. Hopefully England would be bundled out in the first 30-40 minutes for about anything less than 400.
All right, so we'll be back soon. Thank you so much everyone for joining. Tea is when we come back. Thank you.
বন্ধ কর.